Alright, move around. You want to make sure you're recording. Move your arm. Alright, I'll edit that out later. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Mike. And this is Cindy. I don't know if you're getting me in there. It's a brand new camera. I just bought it. Now, alright, how am I going to start this? So, alright, Cindy's going off to college, so I had to do this before she leaves. And I wanted to put something on my website so you can get an idea of what my course is about. What was one of the pieces we talked about a minute ago that you kind of stands out the most?
The vibing part. When guys and girls. Well.
I tell you what, let's start off with because you're going with the singles, huh?
Yeah.
It's also for married couples too.
Okay.
All right, let's start there. Okay, let's start there. All right. All right. A lot of people kind of assume that my course is just for singles, but it's actually the original design was for married couples to help men understand how to communicate better with women. Now, guys, hold on a second. I know when you hear that word, you kind of want to run, but when you understand what that means, all of a sudden it takes on a new meaning to you. So let's just go there. Do married women want this just as bad as girls who are in teenage, college, 20s?
Definitely. Sometimes even more.
Alright.
Because, well, I don't know. When you're in a marriage, it kind of falls into a pattern. And married women especially, want to get excited, want to, feel like they're being chased, again and again. Like, they don't want to settle, They still want to feel wanted.
They still want to play the cat and mouse game.
Yeah, yeah.
So do women want to be chased, or do women want to play the chase?
Well, they want to be chased, but they want to play it, They want to have a part in it.
I tell you what, I don't believe that. I tell you what I believe. In fact, my whole course is, I think women want to chase you, because if you're already caught, the game's over.
Oh.
Well,
yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. And if you put it that way, then yeah. Because it gets a lot, really boring when, you're always being chased after. Because it's like, yeah, well, I can get him, I can get anyone. But when you feel like you have to work for it, yeah, whoa, there's something different about him. Maybe, maybe he could fully satisfy me. Maybe he's different,
Alright. Now, she's speaking in female code. I'm thinking of titling my book The Female Code, Discovered or Uncoded, because now, when we first started off, she was over here saying one thing, but then she shifted over, and that I have to explain to men in the course, because most men really misunderstand what's going on between men and women, and it's not just between singles, but it's also in married relationships. In fact, the number one reason women divorce men is because men aren't doing this. Now, do men do this before marriage or during marriage or ever?
Guys, misunderstanding, or?
Yeah, okay, in other words, is there any time when a man understands?
No. Not really.
Alright. No, it can't be, it's either yes or no.
No.
Alright, don't worry about being nice right here. Now, here's the thing, we used the word, where did you say, right here, the number one, you said men don't get it.
Yeah.
All men or some men?
All men.
Yeah. But how many men say they get it?
A lot of people.
How many men honestly believe they get it?
A lot of people. Honestly, they believe
they get it. Yes or no?
No.
Do they have a clue?
No, not at all.
Alright. Now, this is for married men and single men. What we're talking about is, now she's going to speak in a female language. I'm going to try to bring it over here, but that's actually what the course is about. I can't teach it to you in this little clip. But there's a difference in how men and women are, what's the proper term? Stimulated, turned on.
Yeah. There's
a difference in how we communicate. I'm gonna go to this part, then we'll go to this stuff here. Men and women process language in two different parts of their brain. There's the male external language and there's a female internal language. And I know it's a generalization, but I don't have time right now to break it all down. But there's a romantic language. What's another word that you think is appropriate to use?
Well, indirect language?
Either one. You're a female, so I'm going to leave it up to you. See, it's kind of funny, but we're having to play this kind of appropriate way of talking instead of just blurting it out in the male language, because in the female society it's not accepted. But if you say it in the female language, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
So this is mostly for men.
Like, what kind of language? Like
being romantic. All right, let's put it this way. I'm going to do it the scientific way. The male mating system is in the smaller brain, and so is the female mating system. There's a larger left and right hemisphere. Then there's a lower brain, which I'm calling the caveman brain. That's why I call my course the Caveman Technologies, because it was designed and developed back then. It's 50,000, maybe 100,000 years old. Our mating systems are in the same brain, but they're wired differently. For men, the nerve connects to the back of his eyes through the optic nerve, so we're visually turned on. You know that, right? Right. Whereas women, and yes, this is all women except maybe 1 out of a million. There might be an oddity. Okay, it's so funny. What I'm talking about is pure science. You crack open a skull, you follow the nerves. Men are this way, women are that way. The female mating system is triggered by her right brain, specifically by what's called the female internal language. It's called the mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling language. It's the language of love. It's a very romantic language. And if you understood what the word romantic meant in the female language, guys, you would be very, very shocked. Do you mind if I say it?
No, go ahead.
All right. Guys, we're speaking 2 different languages, just like Spanish and English. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you teach men how to meet women. Yeah, it's a little more in depth than that. I'm not just some date coach that gives you rules. My course is not about rules, theories, or beliefs, or opinions at all. It's about cold, hard facts. The language, like hola means hello, well, the word romance to women does not mean open doors, be nice, pay for dinner, what's the other, candlelight dinner, a steak dinner, very romantic, setting. That's just the setting for you to be romantic. That's why when you spend all that money, whether you're married or single and dating, she usually will give you a kiss and say, oh, I've got a headache, I've got to go to bed, or if you're married, or I don't want sex tonight. She's waiting for you to do something. It's like a kickboxing event. Everyone is there, the fans are there, the seats are there, the judges are there, the referee is there, the announcer is there, but the fighters never show up. So when you sit down for that romantic dinner, you take her out to the movies, you take her out to a club, and you pay $25 for this and $25 for that, $50, $60, $100 for dinner, and then she's pissed off at the end of the night and you're wondering why.
Because he doesn't get it. He doesn't
But what do most women think romantic is? Paying for dinner?
Yeah.
Or the
buying them stuff, or just doing what's expected of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that romantic?
No.
Does it turn a woman on?
No.
Now, is this just because you're a teenage girl, or does this apply to women who are 40s and 50s?
It applies to all women.
Guys, I will interview another woman who's in her, maybe my bookkeeper. She highly wants me to get this course out there. All women, when I say all women want me to get this course out there. Nobody is teaching this. Nobody, not even the famous, I'm not going to say a name right now, but all the doctors that are out there teaching this stuff. There are 3 keys. We communicate differently in 2 different sub-languages. They're hidden languages, but we're not aware of it. We fall in love differently. Alright? Women start from here and go to here and then have sex. Men connect from here to here. And when you understand why, what the purpose is behind it, all of a sudden the guilt trips and all the anger goes away. A big part of this course is not only about understanding the opposite sex, but it's about helping the opposite sex understand you so they don't get hurt emotionally. A lot of times when a man is trying to be romantic, buy her a gift, buy her flowers. Okay, have you ever seen it, whether it's in person, in your family, in your life, in your friend's life, where a guy did a romantic gesture, bought her roses, and she literally threw it on the ground and she stomped off pissed off?
Yeah, I've seen instances like that.
And what's usually the guy? He's going like a dog that's completely lost and confused. Like, what did I do wrong?
Just doesn't get it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was talking to my mom about this about 2 months ago. And she's like, all this time, she goes, my son gets it. She said, Michael, do you realize that when I owned those restaurants, when we were on breaks or in between, lunch and dinner shifts, that's all we talked about was how men just don't get it. Now, we're not just talking about buying flowers and paying for dinner. We're talking about romancing a woman through the internal language. It's the mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling language. Now, that's actually part of the